Hey everybody, hope your first day of online learning is going well. I got a question on how to do number 3, so I'm going to try to show you in-depth how-to on question number 3. The first hard part about question number 3 is that we have this thing called a sum of cubes, okay? So sum of cubes, we need to remember a couple things. We need to remember SOAP, which SOAP stood for same, opposite, and then always positive. That actually is our little reminder of how to factor when we have a sum of cubes. So then we build this set of parentheses here, which I'll move this off to the side. We build a set of parentheses here. And whether it's a sum of cubes or a difference of cubes, it's always the same. It's always a squared, b squared. So always that's the factoring. And then SOAP is going to tell us the what are those called? The symbols, right? So same would stand for plus, opposite would stand for minus, always positive would stand for plus. So that's how those are going to get filled in. Now to just find a and b. So a cubed would be considered x cubed, right? So then to find a, we just cube root both sides. A then is just x. B cubed would be 27, so then we cube root both of those. We get b is equal to 3. So then in here we can say, okay, well a is x, b is 3. A squared would be x squared. AB would be 3x, and then b squared would be 9. And then that is how we would factor that top part, okay? Coming down to the next one, right? The bottom is going to factor. We get x plus 3, x minus 3. The top right side will factor. We'll go a different color here. That's going to give us x minus 5, x plus 3, right? Because if we did negative 5x plus 3x would give us that negative 2x. And then the bottom, so 2 and x comes out of all of those. So we pull out the 2x first. It would give us x squared minus 5x plus 6. And then that should factor. So then we have 2x, and then we have x and x. And then it looks like it's going to be a negative 3 and a negative 2. So then we don't need to worry about that anymore. So the next most helpful thing, guys, is usually to just rewrite this with everything that we have. Or you can just start crossing stuff out, either way. So on the top, we have x plus 3, x squared minus 3x plus 9, and x minus 5, x plus 3, divided by x plus 3, x minus 3, 2x, x minus 3, x minus 2. So we look at in the top, this one will never factor, okay? So difference of cubes, the second one will never factor. Same with sum, which we did a sum of cubes. So because that was a sum of cubes factoring, the second thing will never factor. But if we look across the top, we have x plus 3 in the top, x plus 3 in the bottom, x minus 5, x plus 3. Doesn't look like anything else is really going to cancel. So then our final answer would just be x squared minus 3x plus 9 times x minus 5 times x plus 3 divided by x minus 3, 2x, x minus 3, x minus 2. You could combine these two things, right? And you could just have 1 x minus 3 squared, but you don't need to do that. This is good enough for your final answer. And that's how you would do number 3.